Think about the last time you said yes to something when your entire soul was screaming no. We call it being nice. We call it being reliable. But let's be honest for a second. It doesn't feel nice, does it? It feels heavy. It feels like you're slowly disappearing behind a mask made of everyone else's expectations. Tonight, we need to talk about the hidden tax you are paying every time you choose someone else's comfort over your own truth. Because being a people pleaser isn't a personality trait, it's a slow motion identity theft, and it's costing you a lot more than just your time. You're exhausted, you've had a long day, and all you want to do is close your eyes. But your phone buzzes. It's a text from a friend asking for a favor, something that's going to take up your entire Saturday morning. Your stomach drops. You already feel the resentment bubbling up. You don't want to do it. You can't do it. But before you even realize what you're doing, your thumbs are typing, "Of course, I'd love to help." Why did you do that? Why is it that you can say no to your own dreams, no to your sleep, and no to your own peace of mind, but you can't say no to a request that inconveniences you? We've been taught that being a people pleaser is a sign of a kind heart. We're told it means we're empathetic, selfless, and nice. But if we're being brutally honest tonight, people-pleasing isn't about kindness. It's about fear. It's a survival strategy that you've outgrown, but you're still wearing it like a straitjacket. In the next few minutes, we're going to perform an autopsy on your niceness. We're going to look at the staggering financial cost of your inability to set boundaries, the neurological reason your brain treats a no like a death sentence, and the exact steps you need to take to stop being a background character in your own life. If you feel like you're working harder than everyone else but somehow staying in the exact same place, this is for you. Since this channel is about the psychology of money, we have to address the pleaser tax. Most people think they are broke because they don't earn enough or because the economy is bad. And while those things matter, there is a hidden leak in your bank account called social compliance. How much money have you spent in the last 3 years on things you didn't actually want? Think about the $80 dinner you went to just because you didn't want to seem boring. Think about the $1,000 you spent being a bridesmaid or a groomsman for someone you barely talk to anymore. Think about these small loans you gave to family members, knowing deep down you'd never see that money again, but you gave it anyway because you couldn't handle the guilt of saying no. This is the financial cost of approval. When you are a people pleaser, you use money as a shield to protect yourself from social friction. You buy gifts you can't afford to ensure you're still liked. You don't negotiate your salary at work because you don't want your boss to think you're difficult. Research shows that agreeable people, those who score high on the personality trait of agreeableness, actually earn significantly less over their lifetime than those who are disagreeable. It's not because disagreeable people are mean, it's because they value their time and their work more than they value the temporary comfort of the person sitting across from them. Every time you say yes to a social expense you don't want, you are literally stealing from your future self. You are trading your freedom at age 60 for a smile from someone at age 25 who won't even remember that dinner in 6 months. Let's go deeper. Why is this so hard? Why does saying, "I can't make it," feel like you're committing a crime? Biologically, your brain is wired for the Stone Age. Back then, if the tribe didn't like you, they kicked you out. In the wild, exile was a death sentence. You couldn't hunt a mammoth by yourself. You couldn't defend yourself against a predator alone. So your brain developed a social pain center. Interestingly, the brain processes social rejection in the exact same area it processes physical pain. When someone looks disappointed in you, your brain reacts as if you've been punched in the stomach. This is why people-pleasing is often a trauma response. It's called fawning. You've learned that the safest way to exist in the world is to be as useful and as invisible as possible. If you're making everyone else happy, they won't hurt you. If you're solving everyone else's problems, they won't leave you. But here is the surprising truth. By trying to be everything to everyone, you end up being nothing to anyone. When you don't have boundaries, your yes has no value. If you always say yes, it's not a choice, it's a reflex. People don't respect a reflex, they use it. This brings us to your productivity. Many of you comment that you struggle with laziness or lack of motivation, but I want to offer a different perspective. Maybe you aren't lazy, maybe you're just tired of living a life that isn't yours. When your day is filled with OPP, other people's problems, your brain loses its ability to engage in deep work. You can't build a business, learn a new skill, or master your finances if your mental browser has 50 tabs open and every tab is a request from someone else. Procrastination is often a subconscious rebellion. You feel like you have no control over your time because you've given it all away, so your brain takes back control by refusing to do anything at all. You sit on the couch scrolling for 4 hours not because you're lazy, but because it's the only time nobody is asking you for anything. You're not lazy, you're exhausted from the weight of masks you're wearing. The most successful people in the world are masters of the elegant no. They understand that every yes to something unimportant is a no to their biggest goals. So how do we break the cycle? We don't do it by becoming a villain overnight. We do it through micro doses of discomfort. The first 10 days, practice the pause. Stop answering texts immediately. When a request comes in, wait 2 hours. This teaches people that your time isn't an on-demand service. It also lowers the dopamine rush the taker gets from using you. The next 10 days, remove the "I'm sorry." Stop apologizing for things that aren't your fault. Instead of saying, "I'm sorry I can't make it," say, "Thanks for thinking of me, but I have other priorities right now." You don't need to apologize for having a life. The final 10 days, the honesty audit. Look at your calendar. Find one recurring commitment that makes you feel drained just thinking about it, and quit, withdraw, cancel. Do it politely, but do it firmly. You will feel a wave of guilt. That's okay. Guilt is just the feeling of your old self trying to pull you back into the cage. Sit with it. Let it pass. On the other side of that guilt is a version of you that has the energy to build wealth, the time to rest, and the space to be happy. The truth is, the people who truly love you want you to have boundaries. They want to know the real you, not the perfect you. And the people who get angry when you set boundaries, those are the people who are benefiting from you having none. Their anger isn't a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's a sign that your no is finally working. Stop being a nice person and start being a whole person. If you made it to the end of this journey, you're already ahead of 99% of people who are too distracted to look at their own shadows. Leave a comment saying "reclaimed" if you're ready to take your time back. Let's grow together. I'll see you in the next one.